Right now at 6, chefs are calling on Governor Newsom not to sign a bill that would take key tools out of the kitchen.
I feel like chefs should have the choice to use the tools they want in their kitchen, not be told what tools we need to use.
It's a food fight that has celebrity chefs speaking out why non-stick cookware could be outlawed, plus a stalled out real estate market.
Condos are really hard to sell.
The East Bay zip code where prices are dropping and homes aren't moving.
Oh my gosh, I've got mail.
And signed, sealed, delivered. The mail is back in Bolinas after more than 2 years, the grassroots campaign that revived their post office. And later,
yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, solid vibes.
The Super Bowl has its halftime headliner. Fans react to the global superstar getting ready to rock Levi's Stadium.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sarah Donchie. Juliette has the night off. A bill on Governor Newsom's desk could ban something commonly used in kitchens. The goal is to get rid of so-called forever chemicals, including Teflon used in nonstick pots and pans. Studies have shown they can cause some adverse health effects like cancer or reproductive issues. But the potential ban on nonstick cookware has the restaurant industry up in arms, with celebrity chefs and Hollywood stars speaking out about it. Brad Hamilton has more on the kitchen debate that's heating up.
For Chef Brian Hoagland, the kitchen is more than just a workplace. It's the space where he feels most at home. But now, he worries that some of the tools that he's relied on for years could be taken away.
Part of my opinion is I feel like chefs should have the choice to use the tools they want in their kitchen, not be told what tools we need to use.
And that fear stems from a law now sitting on Governor Gavin Newsom's desk. Senate Bill 682 would ban the sale of nonstick cookware and other kitchen products made with a group of chemicals called PFAS, commonly referred to as the forever chemical. Arlene Bloom, an environmental health scientist at UC Berkeley, has spent years tracking their impact.
These chemicals never break down, ever. And all the ones that have been studied are known to be harmful. So you only want to use a chemical like that if there's no substitute.
The author of the bill, State Senator Ben Allen of LA County, says the initial legislation aimed to eliminate any product made with PFAS. But to get a deal done, they started with several categories that have been phased out elsewhere, including nonstick cookware.
Every single product that we're looking to phase out in our bill has already been successfully phased out in at least one other state in the country, in many cases, many other states.
The bill is drawing high-profile supporters, including actor Mark Ruffalo, who played a lawyer facing off against a PFAS manufacturer in the film Dark Waters. And then there are against critics, like celebrity chefs Rachel Ray and Thomas Keller, who argue that the ban goes too far. Steve Burns, the president of the Cookware Alliance, believes the industry he represents has been unfairly targeted, and he also pushes back on the claim that nonstick is proven to be unsafe.
Completely safe. And as a matter of fact, the United States Food and Drug Administration has specifically authorized fluoropolymers to be used in the preparation of food.
So what's in a pan has turned into a bigger fight. On one side, health and safety. On the other, cost and convenience. But for chefs like Brian, the debate feels like it's happening far away. But the impact could land right here in his kitchen.
We'll abide by the laws, of course. We'll maneuver which direction we need to make things work around here. That's what we do, you know.
So a little bit of clarification, nobody is going to be required to throw out their nonstick pans. This bill is targeting the production of the cookware itself with a compliance deadline that wouldn't take effect until around 2030. A similar law went into effect in Minnesota at the start of the year called Amara's Law. That ban includes cookware, cosmetics, cleaning products, and more. In August, a judge tossed out a lawsuit that claimed the ban discriminates out-of-state commerce. Meantime, the governor has signed a landmark bill creating safety measures for AI. It's known as the Transparency and Frontier Artificial Intelligence Act, and it requires that AI companies disclose their security protocols and report any safety incidents. It also protects whistleblowers. In a statement, the governor said California has proven that we can establish regulations to protect our communities while also ensuring that the growing AI industry continues to thrive. This legislation strikes that balance. He has until October 12th to sign or veto all of the bills on his desk. We are also watching for a chance of rain this evening. Let's go ahead and take you outside. This is what it looks like right now on the evening commute in Marin County. As you can see, we don't really have the wipers on. You do see some clouds out there. No rain yet, and traffic, of course, in this direction is moving okay right now. You have to go a little farther north to see some rain. This is a wildfire alert camera near St. Helena. In the past hour, some rain moving through. Obviously, you see it there on the lens. Here's a look around the rest of the Bay Area. Some cloudy skies, not a lot of rain out there, though. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Hagan has more details for us.
Yeah, we're kind of on the southern fringe of this first storm system that is trying to send some rain into the Bay Area. So this is the radar replay over the last 6 hours, and you can see the bulk of the shower activity has been over northern California and up into Oregon and Washington. We are just on the very southern periphery, but that's close enough for a few showers to make their way into the Bay Area. So let's take a look at the local map, and this is just the radar replay over the last hour from the local radar site, and you can see some showers making their way through Sonoma County, over trying to move into parts of Napa County, and a little bit of activity in Marin County as well. Futurecast taking us through the rest of tonight shows the showers mainly concentrated along and north of the Golden Gate, but we're going to be seeing a few spotty showers out there through the rest of this evening and into the first half of tomorrow. Should not be numerous enough to have a big impact on the morning commute, but the cloud cover associated with this rain is going to have an impact on temperatures. Once again, it's going to be a cooler than average day for the last day of September, with temperatures running a few degrees below average in most spots, but close to 10 degrees below average east of the Oakland Hills, with highs only in the low 70s around Concord. And there's a better chance of rain headed our way on Wednesday. We'll track that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. We appreciate it. One of the suspects in the brazen armed robbery of an East Bay jewelry store faced a judge today. Jimmy Ray is one of 7 suspects arrested so far. Prosecutors say last Monday, they broke into the store at City Center Bishop Ranch in San Ramon and smashed display cases. Then they allegedly grabbed more than $1 million worth of merchandise and opened fire to shatter a glass door to escape. Ray is facing 13 counts of second-degree robbery. Sonoma County has seen a 22% drop in homelessness. The county just released its point-in-time count, which found more than 1,900 people were experiencing homelessness back in January, compared to the 2,500 people recorded during that same time last year. While 42% of those counted were staying in shelters, many were living in their cars, in tents, or out on the street. The county also saw a 39% drop in homelessness among veterans. The housing market seems to be rebounding. A new report from the National Association of Realtors shows a 4% increase in home sales in August compared to the month before. NAR officials say that lower mortgage rates may have contributed to higher home sales. However, one zip code in Oakland is trending in the opposite direction. Homeowners in this area are seeing the values of their homes go down by 30% since 2020. Our Kara St. Cyr talks to one homeowner who is having a hard time selling his property.
William Louis Graybill's 2-bedroom condo in Oakland was a dream buy.
A little space, a little kitchen.
But selling it has been much more difficult.
I've known that it was kind of a unique space and that I needed to wait for the right person to come along. A workshop makes up more than half the square footage.
The loft space has been on the market since the spring. Williams is offering a living space and a workshop across from the bedroom. But so far, it's been hard getting buyers, even after he shaved $45,000 off the asking price.
Could not have guessed that it would be the duration that it's been so far.
But Williams' space may not be the problem.
Janet, where are the maps?
Adam Newsom, a realtor at Red Oak, says many sellers in Oakland are facing a stale market, particularly near Williams zip code 94612.
So anywhere down in downtown Oakland area,
where, according to Zillow, values are down 30% since the start of the decade. Experts say the area suffers from a reputation of crime and empty storefronts, and whether warranted or not has impacted the market, along with several other factors.
It's heavily condos in that area. Condos are really hard to sell, and so that is kind of more showing that kind of coolness in those areas.
But higher insurance and interest rates also play a role. The average interest rate for a 30-year mortgage recently rose to 6.3% after a month-long decline.
Sure, people kind of got used to the high interest rates.
Adam says it's unclear when the market will shift.
It's not a whole lot in here. It's just a little space to come and sit down in between living your life.
But William just hopes a breakthrough is around the corner.
According to home listing site Zillow, the average home value for properties in that zip code is about $558,000. That is down 11% from last year. We are just hours away from a possible government shutdown if Congress cannot agree to fund a bill by midnight tomorrow night. A meeting between President Trump and bipartisan congressional leaders ended this evening without an agreement. Now, Democrats accuse the GOP of not being willing to negotiate to extend health care benefits. President Trump has blamed the Democrats for the stalemate and has warned that a shutdown is likely. Now, if a shutdown were to happen, national parks like Alcatraz and Muir Woods could be affected. Former parks officials wrote a letter asking the Trump administration to close them down because the last time the government shut down under the Trump administration, the parks remained open with little or no staffing.
There was off-road vehicle use in several national parks, illegal camping, trash left at campsites. Visitors were allowed in spaces they wouldn't normally be allowed to access. With restrooms closed, there was human waste in places and parks that it shouldn't be.
Thompson says the National Park Service is already dealing with budget cuts and has already reduced staff and closed programs and facilities. Starting today, there will be more room on some BART trains. BART says trains on the yellow line will increase from 8 cars to 9. That is the line that goes from Antioch to San Francisco. BART will also run 4 8-car trains in the morning and the evening peak hours on the red, blue, and green lines. BART just saw its best month for ridership since before the pandemic, but it's still just around 45% of its level for August of 2019. Still ahead here at 6, people in Bolinas had to drive 40 minutes to get their mail, but not anymore. How they rallied to save their post office.
This is a great day. We were beginning to lose hope, but we are very, very happy.
Plus, he is a global superstar, and the only U.S. stop on his world tour will be right here in the Bay Area. We have reaction to Bad Bunny headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. So there was a lot of celebration today over something that most of us take for granted every day, probably don't even think about. The small Marin County community of Bolinas is once again having their mail delivered to them thanks to one man's persistence and just a touch of public shaming. John Ramos has that story.
In an age of electronic communications, it's easy to downplay the importance of something like a local post office. But the town of Bolinas has been without theirs for 2.5 years. And anyone who saw this day will never take it for granted again. On February 4th, 2023, the Bolinas post office that had operated here for 60 years shut down over a lease dispute with the property owner, planning never to return. After that, residents had to make a 40-minute round-trip trek to another town to pick up their mail.
We're a small town, but we have no mayor, we have no city attorney. We're just like regular people trying to figure this out.
John Bork decided he wasn't going to just accept it. He organized a letter-writing campaign and erected a sign at the entrance to town every day updating the number of days without a post office. It grew and grew and grew. And on Sunday, Bork posted the latest tally, 948 days.
I think the sign was something to kind of keep the community engaged and let them know, hey, we haven't given up on this. We're still holding them accountable. We're still watching it, and we're still working on this.
But on this day, everything changed. Bolinas got its post office back. After more than 2.5 years of lobbying and negotiating, the residents began arriving at the exact same building to get the keys to their brand new post office boxes. And it was amazing to see how thrilled people could get just picking up their mail.
Oh my gosh, I've got mail. Oh my gosh, I've got 2 keys. I've got mail in my own box in my Bolinas post office, and I can't even tell you how excited I am. This is a great day. We were beginning to lose hope, but we are very, very happy.
Does it feel like a win for the people?
It does. It definitely feels like a win.
Yeah.
It does. And we have few enough wins these days, so we got to savor every one.
And to his neighbors, Bork has become something of a local hero.
Yeah, John has the patience of Job and the wisdom of Solomon, is what I would say.
Of course, he credits the entire town for never giving up the fight.
After a year and a half, 2 years, there's no way it's going to come back. There's no way it's going to happen. But we just kept plugging away. I mean, we thought maybe, it might be 100 days, 200 days, 300 days. It just went on and on. Fortunately, we did need to get another digit. We were moving pretty close onto 1,000.
A dispute with the landlord was able to do what snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night couldn't. But now the post office is back in Bolinas, and instead of numbers, the sign outside of town has only exclamation marks.
The residents also give credit to Congressman Jared Huffman for taking the fight to Washington, and they are also excited about getting their post office back. So much so, they are planning to shut their main street down for a party on Sunday, October 19th. It is official. Bad Bunny is coming to Levi's Stadium. The NFL announced that he's going to be headlining the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. The Puerto Rican superstar recently drew more than 500,000 fans during his historic residency on his island. He is one of the world's most streamed artists and has won 3 Grammys and 12 Latin Grammys. We got reaction from 49ers fans on the headliner.
Well, I think his music's pretty unique. He's a pretty good rapper, and I like it. I think it's a good choice.
It's pretty exciting since he was just touring in Puerto Rico and now he's coming back.
Earlier this year, Bad Bunny said he is actually avoiding the U.S. on his world tour out of concerns about ICE raids at his concerts. Now, in a statement, he says the Super Bowl performance will be dedicated to his people, his culture, and their history. Stay with us. Paul will be here tracking the next chance of rain after the break. You know, with all of this talk about rain this time of year, we must be in a pretty good place, right?
Yeah, we're not bad in terms of moisture in the fire fuels. Like, we're not out of the woods for fire season because the rain that we've gotten has been pretty light, but it's been rain, and we definitely welcome that, and there's more on the way as we head through the rest of this week. So let's talk about what's going to happen. We're tracking this first system that's bringing some shower activity to the northern parts of the Bay Area. It's really directing the bulk of its moisture towards the Pacific Northwest, but we're looking at the whole northern Pacific Ocean. This big swirl of clouds in the Gulf of Alaska is a more powerful storm system that's going to be directing the next chance of rain towards the Bay Area. That's going to be tomorrow night into Wednesday. So we get to track both areas of rain, the first of which is not all that impressive right now. Here's a look at the current radar view, and we're tracking a few showers through Marin and Sonoma counties, a little bit trying to sneak into northern Napa County. There's a little bit more showing up off the coast as well, so I think we are going to see some showers trying to make their way into more of the Bay Area as we head through the rest of tonight. Here's Futurecast from now through tomorrow morning, and while this is the most aggressive forecast model in terms of the amount of showers and the intensity of those showers, it still indicates scattered activity at best. So a few hundredths of an inch of rain, maybe a tenth of an inch if you really hit the jackpot. I don't think this is going to be enough to have a big impact on the Tuesday morning commute. And for most of the day tomorrow, we're going to be in this break in between systems. So for most of the daylight hours on Tuesday, a lot of clouds overhead, maybe an occasional sprinkle or two. The best chance of that is once again going to be over the North Bay. But that next wave of rain doesn't move in until after the sun goes down tomorrow night. So we are going to be seeing rain spreading back into the North Bay tomorrow evening and early overnight. The bulk of the rain is going to fall across the rest of the Bay Area as we head through Tuesday night and through the first half of the day on a Wednesday. And this is going to be more widespread, more of an equal opportunity rain producer for more of the Bay Area. The amounts are still going to be modest, but as we finish September and head into early October, we're still at that point on the calendar when we will take every single drop that we can get. So how many drops are we talking about? Let's add it up. First, for the northern half of the Bay Area, and this first batch of moisture isn't going to amount to much more than a few hundredths of an inch of rain even there. A couple spots may hit that tenth of an inch to a quarter inch range, but those are going to be the exception rather than the rule. And then we add up some more rain, another quarter inch to maybe even a half inch in some spots on top of the rain that falls today. This is going to be that Tuesday night into Wednesday round of rainfall. Both rounds are going to be more modest the farther south you go. Again, a few hundredths of an inch, the most likely scenario tonight into tomorrow. And then through midday Wednesday, the bulk of the rain is going to be staying closer to the bay. But again, past midday Wednesday, it should be making a little bit more progress farther and farther to the south. Of course, it's being fueled by the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, which is noticeable. It feels kind of muggy out there, but at least temperatures aren't that warm. We're seeing a mix of 60s and 70s with showers in the area. Santa Rosa is only at 62 degrees right now, and that's going to be another impact of the clouds, of the showers as we head through the day tomorrow. We're going to be seeing high temperatures running at least a few degrees below average, and far inland parts of the Bay Area are going to be closer to 10 degrees below what's normal for the last day of September. So in the Santa Clara Valley, we're going to be a little bit drier and a little bit sunnier. Temperatures manage to reach the upper 70s, but even you fall short of 80 degrees. Only low to mid 70s east of the Oakland Hills, also low to mid 70s around the Bay. Not much of that contrast that we can still see in late September from the coast to farther inland. Only about a 12-degree difference in our high temperatures for tomorrow. And with more clouds and a few more showers, temperatures in the North Bay are going to be struggling to reach past 70 degrees. That's going to be the case on Wednesday as well. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and Wednesday looks like the rainiest day for all of us. After that, we dry out and temperatures return to closer to normal levels as we head into the first weekend of October. That means around 80 degrees for inland communities, with temperatures around the bay not warming up quite as much, but it should be noticeable, especially with more sunshine by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, back up into the low to mid 70s for the weekend. And at the coast, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of fog impacting things as we head into the weekend. Your temperatures, though, still feeling that marine influence, kind of struggling up into the upper half of the 60s.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. When we come back, there is a new place to play in San Francisco, the special grand opening in the Bayview Hunters Point area. And here's a look at what's ahead on the CBS Evening News.
The mystery of dementia in the Rio Grande Valley, where the rate is nearly double the national average. Our Eye on America takes us to southern Texas to investigate.
That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
A nature-based playground just opened as part of the Connecting Children to Nature project in San Francisco. This playground is at the nonprofit Faces SF Bayview location. It'll serve about 200 children across the city. The structure was built out of repurposed natural material like logs, stumps, and boulders. One education leader says this is more than just an outdoor learning space.
We're transforming these childcare environments into nature-rich places that spark imagination, encourage movement, and invite exploration.
And if you are a parent in the city, you know a good playground is just peak living for your kids. 6 more child care centers also open today, and that one looks like a lot of fun. The CBS Evening News is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. We are right back here in just 30 minutes with CBS News Bay Area at 7. I'll see you then.